In one moment, one may rise to stardom, beloved and adored by everyone. The next moment, they're hiding a public and private portrayal of a sinister man, one who calls out medical misconduct but is actively running from the law, gives out medical advice but had his license revoked. This is his own peers for being abusive and greedy, while being one himself. This is the story of Dr. Ronald, also known as the Angry Doctor, a rise full of toxicity and racism with a downfall of exposes, abuses, and criminality. Ronald Samaniego Torres, known as Doc One or the Angry Doctor on his social media platforms. He gained notoriety in the past few months for his short-form rant videos, calling out other medical practitioners in his field. He claims that he is a physical therapist and a graduate of Fatima University and a doctorate of Optical College of New York. He is the founder and owner of Active Life Chicago, a Philippine and American physical therapy clinic that has seen negative reviews from customers. If you want to experience the worst customer service, come to this place. It is a scam. They have friendly therapists, but they have the worst online admin or maybe owner. Ask them to put down the videos of me posted with my face being shown during the therapy session without my permission. They took it off alright, but without any apology from them. But I was replied to never come to any of the branches again and also blocked me after replying. Very unprofessional and rude. Worst customer service, not knowing how to communicate with potential clients. I would rather have pain relief than go to this clinic. The clinic responds to these reviews. People who comment here are a bunch of haters who have not been to any of our clinics. Typical Pinoy crab mentality. You're not even a patient. But this isn't the only case of unprofessionalism the clinic portrays, as the founder himself frequently insults other doctors and practitioners, even when it is not in his field of expertise.
Hospital, ang babata ng mga doktor, akala mo nung una student, pag may sinabi, babasahin sa cellphone nila. Alam nyo, diyan nga pumapasok yung sinasabi kong hindi talaga sila medically skilled. Hindi talaga skilled kasi karamihan sa kanila mga totoy at neni pa naman talaga eh.
Constantly mocking Filipino medical education while boasting about his 15 years of experience in the field.
Once yung papasa yung words mo, get the fuck out of the Philippines. Kasi hindi ka matututo sa Pilipinas, walang magtuturo sa yung magaling sa Pilipinas. Nasa Amerika, nasa ibang bansa ang magagaling na clinicians. You learn from somebody na meron ng experience. Sa Pilipinas, hindi mangyayari yun. Walang kakwenta-kwenta ang mga physical therapists sa Pilipinas, walang magme-mentor sa'yo, walang mga masters pagdating sa Pilipinas, pagdating sa physical therapy.
However, some people claim that he barely has any experience, stating that he enrolled in medical school but did not even complete a year. But there has been evidence of Ron being interviewed back in 2015 for his clinic, but his educational background remains ambiguous. Most of his advices and stories have no basis or evidence. But he is mostly a blogger at this point, because most of his followers and fans are intrigued by his personality and not his expertise. Besides insulting other doctors, he often calls himself the LeBron James of physical therapy.
Ang sinasabi ko, ako ang pinakamagaling sa profession na to sa physical therapy sa buong Pilipinas. I'm the fucking King Kong of my motherfucking profession. I'm the LeBron James of this physical therapy profession sa Pilipinas.
Proclaiming himself as the greatest physical therapist of all time, accompanied by his egotistic and edgy personality, it attracted an audience, the majority being edgy teenage boys finding his videos humorous or cool. In addition to this, one became more popular with his audience when he began saying racial slurs.
Huwag niyong pilitin. I don't give a fuck about those fucking I don't give a fuck however you pronounce your fucking name. You're a stupid bitch ass Pinoy. That's what I call you.
Causing many of his social media accounts to be constantly banned, but this wasn't the first time his accounts were banned. In 2021, he began spreading COVID-19 misinformation, calling the virus not real and a scam made up by the government, and that there is no proof that it even exists. In his videos, he claimed that the inventor of the PCR test, Kerry Mullis, said that it was a test for infectious diseases, but not for COVID-19. This was easily disprovable, considering that Kerry Mullis had passed away before COVID-19 had been discovered. Because of these videos, his Facebook account, which had over 700,000 followers, was banned for spreading false information about the virus. And the Philippine Physical Therapy Association issued a statement. Mr. Samaniego is not a member of the association. We have reviewed some of the statements he made and his claims about vaccination and COVID-19 pandemic now circulating on social media, which are dearly unfounded and without medical value. His claims do not reflect the views of the entire physical therapy profession, even less so of the PPTA. The PPTA is already looking into filing an ethical complaint with the Professional Regulation Commission regarding Samaniego, who reportedly has an expired license. But this didn't stop Juan's antic of spreading misinformation, going as far as claiming that 19 vaccines contained HIV, which is obviously false. By this time, Juan was criticized by Dr. Adams, an Australian medical content creator known for exposing Filipino pseudoscience scams. Juan responded to Dr. Adams by racially discriminating against him.
Maraming Australiano, hindi lahat na, maraming Australiano ang racist. Adam is one of them. This guy is a racist. Yun si Adam. Adaming sinasabing mali.
How about you go you stay in Australia, okay? We don't need kangaroo-loving in the Philippines. We don't need kangaroo-loving telling us that what we're doing here in the Philippines is wrong.
At the same time, Dr. Adams was in another drama with Farah Agustin Bunce. Farah was another medical scammer who sued Adams but settled out of court. Also, yeah, Juan supported Farah.
Ito yung kwento ng isang doktora, sobrang galing magpagaling, pero tinarget siya ng isang sistema na dapat pumaprotekta sa kanya. Ang pangalan? Dr. Farah.
Scum supports scum. Yet in 2022, he was featured on a second channel of GMA about chiropractic and physical therapy, even though he recently claimed on his social media post that chiropractics is useless.
First of all, physical therapists are licensed. Chiropractors, wala. Kahit pa Pinoy yan, kahit pa foreigners yan, wala. Ang mga chiropractor, mahilig sila magpalagotok ng likod. Naniniwala sila na kahit bingi ka, bulag ka, palagotokin lang ang likod mo, gagaling ka. Hindi siyensya. Pseudoscience. Peking science. Okay? Ang physical therapist, naniniwala kami sa anatomy, physiology, naniniwala kami sa medical, naniniwala kami sa realidad ng buhay.
But don't let this innocent media clean video fool you. Outside of the cameras, Dr. Ron may really not know what he is doing, causing the pain of his own patients. A concerned parent of a child filmed Dr. Ron's treatment of their son's dislocated shoulder, causing the kid to cry in pain. Completely forgetting a core principle in bioethics. First, do no harm. What Dr. Ron is doing is called a closed reduction or popping the arm back to its socket. This procedure is typically performed under anesthesia, which the video appears to show a lack of anesthesia. Netizens also calls out this procedure as being wrong. For someone to call himself the GOAT of physical therapy, he seems to completely fuck up its most basic procedures. Now we're entering more into the speculative side of his past, as many claims and accusations and even criminal cases are still pending. So actual evidence and proof are still at large. But to give a rundown, sometime in the 2020s, Juan was charged with tax evasion to medical malpractice, estafa, cyber libel to even rape, violence against children and women, fraud, child abuse, and frustrated homicide. Juan has been accused of causing stress to a pregnant woman by ordering his followers to attack the woman online, causing the loss of her child. Images of Juan's mugshot were leaked online, stating RA 9262, or the Anti-Violence Against Women and Children Act of 2004. However, Juan was able to post bail and flee the country with the help of his family and partners. Yes, partners with an S. Juan had relationships with multiple prostitutes. He was last seen in the United States with his live-in partner, whom he shares 4 children with, whom he publicly harassed and shouted at while the children were in the same room.
Pwede ba? Tumingin ka na, get out of my house. Yes, ka? Ay, nako! Wala kang panahon dito.
Sabi ko naman
Wala kang panahon dito.
iuwi mo na lang kami.
Ba't kami? Ikaw lang umuwi. Ikaw lang umuwi si Tito eh. Ikaw lang umuwi.
Ikaw ang visit. Ikaw wala ka na mamalas sa
Yes,
buhay mo. Kasi
Yes ka na.
wala kang pakialam sa asawa mo.
Nakamalas ako sa buhay ko kasi nandito ka. Ikaw umalas. Umayas ka na.
Trying to take care of their 4 children while he probably scams his patients all day. He even said his iconic line,
Stupid bitch-ass motherfucker.
Juan most likely lives in Lake County in Illinois with a leaked document of child support and an office in Google Maps with his name. Juan also has a facility in Brunei, with a Redditor saying that a Jollibee was in the same row as his clinic. But if we're talking about his recent time in his home country, a video resurfaced of Juan fisting a guy, having a physical altercation in an airport with a man of a wife Juan was sleeping with.
Utangin mo, asawa ko to! Ano anak namin to? 50 years kami nito, putang ina mo! Ha? Putang ina mo! 50 years kami nito! Ikaw anong ginagawa mo? Asawa mo to? Oo! Tanong mo sa kanya kung asawa mo siya. 15 years! Anak namin, oh! Ito anak namin! Kaya sabihin na kita, punta sa ina mo! May ina sa mundo! Ha? Bobo ka!
Ah, bobo ba?
Come on!
Ikaw, ano decision mo?
May anak tayo, ah! Bitch ka rin, putang ina mo! Ha? May asawa ka, gago! Kasal ka, di ba? Marami kang anak! Kasi yung asawa ko, ano? Ha? Putang ina, 3 buwan!
So much for doing no harm. Now, there is a lot to unpack from this rabbit hole. Accusations that go as far as drug pushing, politics, and but there has yet to be any concrete evidence, so we'll not try and dive deep into those accusations until more news and evidence are brought up. Despite his past and condescending nature to his own people, many Filipino viewers began to adore him, finding his personality humorous and admirable. While many of his original followers were interested in medical advice, he found a new audience intrigued by his unprofessionalism and crude attitude. In many instances, he talks down on local education, calling them corrupt for robbing and scamming their patients due to unnecessary using x-rays to diagnose a problem when he argues that the problem can be fixed without x-rays.
Ang rason kung bakit ayoko sa maraming doktor sa Pilipinas, unang-una hindi sila skilled. Maraming doktor sa Pilipinas hindi sila skilled. Sure, may paminsan-minsan may lalabas na marunong, pero karamihan hindi skilled. Kaya naglaganap yung mga X-ray, MRI laboratories na yan, di ba? Pagdating mo, masakit lang balikat mo, sakit lang likod mo, X-ray, MRI laboratories agad. Kasi nga hindi sila skilled, okay? Pangalawang rason, mukha silang pera.
Okay, it seems as though your arm looks fine, but let's make sure there aren't any problems within the arm that we cannot see with our own eyes. May I recommend an x-ray so we can find any broken bones from your fall earlier? Don't fall for him! He's a scammer! He's gonna steal your money! Your arm still works, right? What? You're telling me that the arm is twisted and you feel a sharp pain? You just have a sleepy arm, man. Pay me $1,000 to send electricity to your arm and it'll all be good. One of the ways he criticized local education is by boasting about how much better American education is.
Kagaya ko, nakalabas na, nakarating na sa ibang bansa, nagkaroon kami ng international experience at bumalik sa Pilipinas, yon ang magaling. Yon ang talagang katiwa-tiwala. Pero yung mga nandito lang sa Pilipinas, they're not good.
And calling Filipinos the N-word. Within his fans, a meme was formed based on his catchphrases, inspired by another meme, SBAPN or Stupid Bitch Ass Filipino. I'm sure you can guess what the N could stand for. While some of his followers are simply fascinated with his edgy humor, this may be a sentiment of following towards anti-Filipino, acknowledging and criticizing the hypocrisy and corruption and struggles of Filipino society, but doing nothing but continue to belittle the Filipino life. It's a simple case of crab mentality. One has essentially become a pipeline for anti-Filipino sentiment and self-deprecation towards people's own communities. But this isn't the only time he said hatred for his own peers. He enrolled at Our Lady of Fatima University, but I don't know what happened. Probably he got kicked out, failed, or dropped out. He dropped after 1 week because our professor fired him. He boasted about how he can't balance law and med. He also enrolled in Arellano Law. He enrolled at Our Lady of Fatima University during online classes, and he got in a fight with his classmate regarding the COVID-19 vaccine. Thus, he was ridiculed before dropping out. Then he enrolled at an undisclosed med school at Jose Rizal University. He was scolded by our biochem prof, then he dropped out. It seems that he is burning through so much money just to earn diplomas and credentials. If he truly cares about what he does, he would definitely pay much more attention to earn these credentials instead of making videos all day. It's very obvious that he's only trying to gain as many credentials to legitimize his business and scam more people. At this point, he is more of a shady businessman rather than someone who actually cares about people. While Juan has garnered a following across the internet, many of Juan's victims and critics have begun to spread awareness about his activities as a fugitive, warning potential patients and exposing his life outside of the public eye as an abusive and corrupt person. But this information hasn't reached the general public, only within areas where people are aware of his reputation. But eventually, his actions will catch up to him. Many will start becoming more aware, or the law will catch up to him. His own foul behavior will cause him his downfall, repeatedly getting banned and losing his following. In July of 2025, he was once again arrested but was supposed released on bail. However, the question remains, with all of his cases stacked up against him, it is not a question of how, but when. But until that day arrives, all that Mr. Juan may do is savor his last days of freedom and running, because his cases will eventually get resolved, putting at a stop the troublemaking danger he is. Debunk number 1. Dr. Juan improved the physical therapy scene in the Philippines.
Kagaya ko, nakalabas na, nakarating na sa ibang bansa, nagkaroon kami ng international experience at bumalik sa Pilipinas, yon ang magaling. How am I different from other physical therapists? Kasi I'm a doctor of physical therapy, the first one na nag-practice sa Pilipinas. Ako ang unang doctor of PT na nagtrabaho at nag-practice sa Pilipinas. Dinala ko yung program na dinevelop ko from the States sa Pilipinas at nirevolutionize ko ang clinics.
Pag-graduate ko, walang trabaho. Walang kakwenta-kwenta ang PT nung panahon na yun, 1999. Alam niyo nung panahon ko, gumaduate ako 1999, ang hirap maghanap ng trabaho. Lalo-lalo yung physical therapy nung time na yun, hindi kilala. Walang gusto tumanggap sa akin. Ano ba yung PT na yan? Graduate ba talaga yan? May ano ba talagang kurso yan? Kahit nga nag-apply ako sa KFC noon as a manager, trainee manager, di ako matanggap eh. Nag-apply ako sa Chowking noon, trainee manager, di ako natanggap. Nag-apply ako sa Jollibee noon, management trainee, di ako natanggap eh. Pero yung mga nurses natatanggap, ako hindi natatanggap. Ang hirap kaya ng trabaho namin noong time na yun, hirap ng trabaho.
Dr. Juan has made no fucking substantial contribution to the physical therapy industry. He's a mediocre practitioner who claims more than what he actually does. Physical therapy has existed in the Philippines since American colonization and has established associations and regulations, the same associations that have dismissed Ronald. Additionally, while there is a lack of historical information, the physical therapist profession has mostly seen more shortages and demand than unemployment. The only reason you experienced difficulty in getting a job back in the 90s because you sucked. Debunk number 2. Dr. Juan was not an anti-vaccine conspirator.
Idol mo, di naniniwala sa vaccine. Para masabing di ako naniniwala sa vaccine. Naniniwala ako sa vaccine, hindi lang ako naniniwala sa pinupush ng DOH noong 2020.
You did believe in the COVID vaccine. You, however, claimed that there was HIV, and you also did not believe in the virus in the first place. And let's be honest, you were only spewing fake information shit because you were mad that all of your clinics were closed during the lockdown. Debunk number 3. There is a choice for people to choose alternative medicine. There is a choice when alternative medicine or procedures do not claim they cure cancer. Convincing cancer patients to buy their snake oil products that have no basis for actually curing cancer rather than going through chemotherapy is a demonic and greedy thing to do. And of course, Juan would support that kind of person because he wants to steal money from patients who are desperate enough to buy into his treatment. Debunk number 4. Growing up black makes you black. Juan has countlessly defended his usage of the N-word as a way to use it synonymously with the words friend or pal, and that he spent much of his time in Chicago and with other black people, making him black. Why would you use it in a negative connotation then? Debunk number 5. Having a profession in a specific medical field gives you the right to give medical advice outside of your expertise without any evidence or proof to back it up. No, you don't. Debunk number 6. Philippine immigration is like a prison and leaving the country is like a jailbreak.
Healthcare system sa Pinas, bulok talaga. Ano pa ba sasabihin mo natin sa Pilipinas? Ang Pilipinas po ay isang malaking preso. Paano kung sabing preso, subukan mo lumabas, tingnan natin palabasin ka ng Bureau of Immigration. Haharahin ka, i-offload ka ng Bureau of Immigration kasi nga preso ang Pilipinas. At alam niyo naman, ang healthcare system sa isang preso ay hindi maganda. Maliban lang nasa ibang bansa ka. Norway, for example, or even America. Mas maganda-ganda ang presuhan doon at healthcare system nila doon.
It's only tough when you're a wanted fugitive. Debunk number 7. Dr. Ronald is a family-oriented man. No, he is not. He has slept with countless women and he does not care about his wife and kids. Debunk number 8. Chiropractors do not have licenses.
Licensed chiropractor. Meron bang licensed chiropractor sa Pilipinas? Wala. Wala namang PRC license ang chiropractor, so walang licensed chiropractor sa Pilipinas. Wala namang school ng chiropractic sa Pilipinas, so walang licensed chiropractor sa Pilipinas.
What the fuck are you talking about? There are 72 certified chiropractors in the Philippines and over 100,000 in the world. There is no chiropractic dedicated regulatory body in the Philippines, but it is still managed by the PTAC, a government-owned branch of the Department of Health. Just because chiropractors have no PRC license does not mean that they are not trained. There are educational programs and examinations and regulations performed by the government to recognize actual chiropractors and not businessmen cosplaying as doctors. Debunk number 9. Dr. Juan has never been imprisoned. He stated that after his education in the Philippines with a bachelor's in physical therapy, he traveled to America, hopping around different states such as Illinois, Wisconsin, New York, and Beaumont, Texas. In 2009, Juan filed a lawsuit under 42 USC Section 1983 and civil rights lawsuits against Reginald Goings, Brad Livingston and Brian Rodin, with the nature of the suit being prisoner civil rights. During the time the lawsuit was being filed, Ron was an inmate at the Larigist State Jail. Debunk number 10. Dr. Ron is a trustworthy person. No.